For my prescribed essay, I chose the title as The Acquisition of New Knowledge Destroy Our Sense of Wonder. Through this title, I understood that there would be multiple different aspects that I would have to break down, but I was drawn to this title because it allowed me to choose two areas of knowledge on my own, and I thought this would give me a little more free reign to not only choose two areas of knowledge that are actually connected, but also choose two areas of knowledge that I am well versed in. Um, the start of the whole process for me was breaking down the title. I wanted to explain how an emotion or a feeling such as wonder could be destroyed. And so I decided to talk about perception and how our perception of the world around us creates our sense of wonder in the first place, and our view on reality has an effect. And when that view is changed and our perception is switched, that can cause our sense of wonder to be destroyed. I also had to break down uh, the process of acquiring knowledge because that's always something that we've done in our TLK class, and I stuck true to it. Um, and then I found my examples. The examples that I used personally, I used the area of knowledge of history, and under history, I decided to talk about the first female Viking warrior remains that were found in 1880. And then I also decided to do human sciences with a focus in psychology, and I talked about social norms and labeling. And with human sciences, I just talked about how some people, when you're growing up, you don't really understand what's normal and what's not, or what's deemed as normal in your society. And I also talked about how some people want to fit into a certain label so bad as they grow older that the things that we see as children and the way that we view the world when we were kids changes because of the fact that we're told that this is right, this is wrong, that this is acceptable and this is not, and how that affects us psychologically and how that can destroy our sense of wonder. And through the area of knowledge of history, I use the female Viking warrior as a way to say that we're told one thing, but it can be something completely different. We were told for years that um, Vikings were only men. And when they found these remains, they automatically assumed that the remains were from a male warrior because of what they previously knew and the patterns that had been seen throughout history. However, with new technology, we recently learned that the Viking that was buried with full honors was actually a woman, and how that change in perception and how the tools and the models that we have now can kind of switch the way that we looked at the world. And that could be another way that wonder is destroyed, because what else out there in history do we think that we know that we don't? And I think the hardest part of the prescribed essay is definitely finding points that connect, because you are looking at two different areas of knowledge, but when you do find those points, it makes for a really eye-opening and great, experience. I think that writing the paper was actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be.